Greetings, everyone, and happy Fresh Friday. We are back. It is another beautiful day, and I am so excited to be here with you all today. My name is Akunna, and we are going to go live with Dr. Tao shortly to talk about some healing herbs that can help you along on your wellness journey. This is actually Fresh Friday, episode number 20. And that is amazing. I don't know if it feels like it's been that long or what, because time has been really weird lately. However, I just wanted to share some gratitude to each and every one of you all for being here and for receiving this message. You all, and just kind of foster a sense of community. Because when you walk into Juamoto, that is exactly what you feel. You feel like you're at home. You feel like you're getting recharged, and you feel like you're with your family. Greetings, Dr. Tao.
How you doing?
Doing well. How are you today?
Doing great.
Okay, with the all white.
You know how we do.
So, before we get started, I do want to mention you all have to come in this weekend because Dr. Tao is taking a well-deserved vacation, and we'll be closed from Monday to Thursday, and we'll reopen next Friday.
That is correct.
Yes. Indeed. I kind of wanted to be sad about it because you know how I love my sun-fired wraps. However, you very much need to take some time to relax. So I'm happy that you're doing that.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yes.
Trying to find some herbs here. I got one up here. Let me see.
Okay. Okay, Demetrius says he'll be in here today. Let me know if the background is my background too loud because it's really windy.
It sounds fine.
Okay,
great. From what I can tell, yeah. I know I got one herb. I'm already trying to scramble to get this stuff ready. But yeah, so we have one called Itamo Real or Ephedra.
Itamo Real, or what?
It's called you can also call it Ephedra.
Ephedra. That sounds like a name.
Exactly. And this one is good for burning fat cells or the yellow fat, the bad fat in the body.
Okay.
So it's for anyone who's trying to lose weight or someone who tends to drink a lot of alcohol, because we do know alcohol stops the body from burning fat. So we want to make sure that we keep the brown fat in the body as much as possible, but the yellow fat, which the body can collect around the organs, we want to make sure that's burning properly so it's not storing. So sugar and fat are synonymous. When you take sugar and you store it, you call that fat. So we want to take those storages out of the body and we want to burn them. So it'd be like women who get the cellulite, kind of like that. That would help with that as well. So what would be cellulite in women would be the same thing for hair loss for men. Those are synonymous.
Really?
So what causes cellulite in women is the same principle that causes hair loss in the men. So that Ephedra helps with that.
Okay. And it looks pretty like solid. Can you show it?
It's like a bark, yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's another bark. So we have to boil it, right?
Yeah, both of them about an hour. This one's pretty stubborn. Maybe an hour and a half on this one. This one's very, very stubborn. But yeah, that's a very good one for burning fat. I'm trying to find another one down here real quickly. Some of these we already did Red Clover, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think we've done it on here. No. Okay. Maybe we have, but we can repeat it.
Okay. So the Red Clover is good for the blood cleanser, of course, which is good for the lymphatic system. So you have 4 main amino acids that the body uses to buffer the blood. So what it does, the lymphatic system sacrifices 4 of its amino acids to go into an undesirable state to keep the blood in a desirable state. So the lymphatic system become acidic if it's not addressed properly, which is like your sewage system. Now keep in mind that your lymphatic system is about 4 times larger than your blood circulatory system. And we want to make sure that's moving. The only way that moves is if we move or exercise. So that's why the mother goes through those contractions. Those contractions help fire off the baby's immune factor, their immune system.
Oh.
So when that's induced or it's done forcefully, the baby could be more susceptible to what they call autoimmune diseases. Okay, so they do that with like they call it an epidural.
Mm-hmm.
They can induce those, or they can induce the labor when they get the woman an epidural, and they can cause that misfiring of the lymphatic system, which can cause the susceptibility to eczema, psoriasis, asthma, all types of diseases like that. So the red clover will help re-stimulate that system and keep the sewage system clean. Now, also keep in mind that the urine, you release 4 times as much waste of your urine than you do through your bowels. So it's proper that we're urinating properly.
Right.
So it's getting real foamy like that, like a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi. Then we want to make sure that we're staying hydrated, because that foaming is leading you into kidney disease or diseases of the pancreas. So it shouldn't be super foaming like that.
Okay.
So the red
I do
clover
have a follow-up question about urine specifically, because I've heard somebody tell others that their urine should be clear, like all the time. And for me, I'm like, that doesn't sound quite right.
No,
What's your take on that?
that's we call that overhydration. That's a water toxicity. So we don't want the water to be crystal clear like that. If that's the case, then what it's doing is going to dilute the cells of their proper vitamin mineral ratios. So we do want a hint of that moon color.
Okay.
When you see the moon in the sky, that's what you want to remember. Because remember, the urine is going through a urethra gland, and urethra represents the god Uranus, and Uranus represents the moon. You see, so sun energy comes in, we call it sun fire food. So the sun comes in, the moon comes out. You see, so the color of the moon is how your urine should look. All right.
Okay. So, but is it okay if it is clear, like every now and then a little clear, if you drink a lot that day, or
It just means that you probably want to back up off the bottled waters typically. Usually that happens when you drink a lot of bottled water. You want to make sure you when nature packages it, like nature so well that packaging bottled water, it's just amazing. You have the watermelon, which is a bottled water. That coconut, that's bottled water from nature. So that goes into the cells. A lot of times when you drink up too much bottled water, it's going to be heavy on the bladder, and it's going to cause you to rush to the restroom.
Okay.
Because there's no intelligence. There's not much intelligence in that, unless you're going to get it straight from the spring. But typically, you want to get it from the fruit itself, so that way it can enter the cell and hydrate the cell properly and help filter out the kidneys.
Wow.
So if it's super clear, then it's gonna usually cause the kidneys to be overworked, and you're gonna lose those minerals that you recycle. But the kidneys are supposed to recycle each mineral twice. If it doesn't recycle twice, it shows up in your urine test, and we call that ketones or proteins. So that's the test I do here. I could see what's in your urine, and I could tell if you're overhydrated or unhydrated, which we call specific gravity. Specific gravity tells you how hydrated you are. So
that is great insight. Dante Blend says that was great information. Water, I never knew that. Right.
We have different types of water. We have many different types of water right here. So the water is going to be different, just like people. It's going to behave different, just like people. People think it's just one water, or one calcium, or one vitamin C. You have a whole family of vitamin B, water, vitamin A. You see, so
and they're all absorbed and processed differently.
Exactly. So like behind you right now, the top of the tree would be vitamin A. The second portion would be vitamin B, but delete that. Below that would be vitamin C. So that the structures of the tree tells you what vitamins are there.
Wow.
So then you go into vitamin D, which is more so a hormone. Then you go below that. So below vitamin C would be vitamin E. And then you go into vitamin G, which is going to be antioxidants from the air. Yeah, vitamin F as well, which is going to be more so a fat, which they call alpha linoleic acid, which is just two fats separated in the body, or the brown and yellow fat, you call it. And then you have vitamin K, which is going to go deeper into the ground, which is going to stop blood from. This is basically like an anticoagulant, basically. So nature's going to have the vitamins structure. You're going to understand how to read nature for it itself. So we think we got to run to a herbal store or health store to get some vitamins, but they're right there behind you. So.
Yes, that is what I wanted to talk about next, because a lot of times people think, especially when you talk about going into a plant-based diet, they're like, well, how do you get your vitamins? Or they talk about supplementing with pills and tablets. So for those that feel like maybe eating plant-based, they're not going to get enough of the vitamins, how would you say that they can address that? Oh.
But yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, I tell you, Fridays be something
Oh,
else.
yeah.
But yeah, so just understanding that doctors and signatures of how to see with nature and understand how to interpret it to get what you need. So there's a book called Crystal Surgery as well that can go into more detail about how to use crystals to help with car accidents and how to restore limbs and organs. So it's a very advanced field that we can go deeper into. A lot of us kind of touch on things on the surface, but this is an actual field of chemistry, or what we call alchemy. So we've been doing this for thousands of years, so there's nothing new under the sun. So just keep that in mind, and it kind of gives you more confidence to kind of pursue nature. So.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. This is actually Fresh Friday episode number 20.
That's crazy. That's been
right?
months. Yeah.
This is a landmark episode. So definitely wanted to share some gratitude to you for taking the time out to share this knowledge. And, you know, we started out talking about some of the food in the restaurant. And I know that when you announce some new dishes, we'll be getting into that too.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely pretty soon. So yeah. Yeah, I'll be adding some stuff to the menu soon. I have been doing the soup periodically here and there too. So usually when it rains outside, I'll do it. So people still want the soup, so I do it here and there.
I'll eat it even when it's hot outside. I don't care.
Right?
Yes, we will be saving the live. So I want to hop into one more question that it's kind of has to do with what we just talked about. You know, when it's cold outside, people typically want something warm. When it's hot outside, they typically want something cold. So a lot of these herbs we talk about either boiling or making in tea form. Does it change the effectiveness of these herbs if you are to make the tea hot and then let it cool down and drink it as an iced tea?
So what we want is to be able to transport the herbs. So we did dry them to transport them from here to there. Essentially, you want it as fresh as possible through nature. That's going to be like tier 1. Tier 2 would be just making them, boiling them. So you lose a little bit of nutrients. That's why when I make my tonics, I do it raw. I just do a vegetable glycerin extraction and distill water. But you do lose a little bit of the nutritional value when you cook it. But essentially, what you'll get is the body's going to react to something that's different in it that's trying to help it. So you're still going to get those benefits. Maybe not to the same degree. It'd be like 90% versus 100%. So you still get quite a bit of it in there. The main thing is just trying to store the organs with the proper vitamins and minerals. So once you get that storage in there, it's kind of like storing your refrigerator. No matter if you eat it raw or cooked, if you get that storage in there, it's stored up. Okay. So what the body does when it becomes sick, it will scan itself and will pull out from that reservoir to heal itself. So many times we try to reach outside the body for a medicine cabinet, when the medicine cabinet should be built inside the body already. So for when a rainy day comes, it can scan the body for itself and say, okay, last month we had this, Cascada sagrada or some sarsaparilla. I'll pull from that and it'll get you over a sickness a lot quicker than it would without it. So.
Nice. Okay, so taking these consistently, getting them into a routine that just helps you store it up to help your body when it needs it.
That's correct, yes. So, yeah, that's really just making sure that we just make it a lifestyle, like I say all the time. Just making it a lifestyle, you'll be fine. The main thing is to do less. The less is more typically. Sometimes we eat too much and do too much, but the body is always going to try to readjust your personal attitude with the spirit. So if you get sick, it's something we have to address with spirit. So remember, most of these that we have are just deficiencies of character. So all diseases are throwing you back into better character to live in harmony with the planet that you live on.
Right.
So if you find yourself getting sick a lot, then there's something in disharmony there. We have to put ourselves back in alignment with that which is sustainable. So that's why when you can see someone who has arthritis, they tend to not be able to get over things, or they tend to be living in the past, or cancer tends to do with selfishness, or someone who has, or even in your sentences, someone who says, "Oh, okay, chill out." The words itself tells you what's going on. So if someone says "chill out" all the time, that means that's a circulation deficiency.
Wow.
So
it's really all connected.
Yeah. If someone says, "Oh, I can't stand it," so you get on my nerves, that's a vitamin B deficiency. So the sentence structure, you can find in the syntax of the sentence the deficiency of the actual person. So I can look at sentence structures of what someone's always using. Then that tells you what's going on with the person's body. So that's how you can decode that.
Wow. Wonderful insights as always. I know that you are about to open soon, so we're going to go ahead and close out. But once again, this has been Fresh Friday. Dr. Tao talked about 2 different herbs. One was it Itamo?
Ephedra, yeah, Itamo Real.
Also called Ephedra.
Ephedra.
And Red Clover as well. So those are 2 great herbs that you can add to your repertoire, get it into your routine and your ritual so that your body can be able to access it when it needs it. Thank you all so much for joining once again. This is Fresh Friday, episode 20. And we will be back next Friday with another episode. Make sure you come in this weekend because once again, the restaurant will be closed from Monday to Thursday and we'll reopen back on Friday. So thank you again, Dr. Tao. Any closing words for the people?
No, just do it every day. Do the best you can. You know, I'm no food police, but I'm just here to help along the journey to make sure that we are in our cultural paradigm every day. So we do it every day. We don't forgive. We don't apologize for it. We just do what we're supposed to do, and everything will work itself out. So don't be too hard on yourself. I'm just here to help along the journey, and we'll get through this. So we'll be fine.
Indeed. Well, much gratitude, and we will see you all again next week.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks.